Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique Davis, also known as Brown and Bindi. And here on this channel, we practice flexibility of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I filmed this video once and I was like, okay, I'm pandering. I'm trying to make everybody happy. I'm not truly being genuine and honest. I just have to try this again. And I think I was also a little nervous because it's my first time filming in this space because, oh yeah, I moved. And that's actually what we're talking about today. Today's video is going to be all about why I believe that you should move out of a city, out of a cosmopolitan area, and move into the suburbs, the boonies, the peace and quiet. And I know that that is completely against what our culture says. I get that, but I just want you to know my perspective so you can have it and put it in your pocket. First things first, I want to talk about the positive things about cities because there are so many positives. The culture, there's always something to do. The culture is the main thing. What else is good about cities? If you want to date, not necessarily get married, but if you just want to date, cities are great for that because you can meet a ton of different people. And also if you want to climb the ladder in your career, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, cities can be wonderful places to network, to grow your brand, and to also meet great mentors who have been in the game for a minute. A lot of people tend to gravitate towards cities, including people who are very well seasoned in what they do. For my reality benders that are choosing to live in a city, I want to be honest about our empathetic nature. Every human is an empath. That's why I like roll my eyes to the back of my head when I hear someone say, I'm an empath. I feel other people's feelings, because we're all empathetic. And like, do not get me wrong, there are some people who are touched, who have the ability to like really like sit with someone and be like, you're feeling this, 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 and this. Absolutely, there are some people who do have that ability, but the majority of us are able, no, all of us are able to feel energy at a very basic level. So that being said, if you live in a very populated city, you may notice that your emotions go to and fro constantly. And this happens if you are not good at grounding your own energy. So I highly encourage you to have a practice where you know how to ground your energy in yourself and your feelings and understanding how you feel about everything before you are on a train or on a busy street with a bunch of different emotions and a bunch of different people. A lot of people do not know how to do that, and honestly that's why cities have a lot of chaos, because everyone's just feeding off of each other and a lot of people are not grounded. That being said, if you do live in a city, I also would like to express the importance of keeping your eye on the prize. If you live in a city, if you didn't grow up there, you probably have a reason for being there. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, like born and raised in Brooklyn, moved to North Carolina when I was 15. And you know, I'm a New Yorker by birth, but I am starting to get a little bit of a Southern accent and I do not hate it. But that being said, a lot of people who live in New York now are transplants, and that's fine. Like, no shade. But if that was your choice, you probably moved to New York for a reason. So I just want to express the importance of making sure that you keep your eye on the prize. Because of all those different energies, you might realize that you go to New York with an intention, and then a year after moving there, you're just lost. You don't know what to do. And I strongly believe that that is because of all the different energies in the city, and a lot of people do not understand how to come back to their own center. So they're not able to reestablish, now that they've evolved in the city, now that they've grown, they're not able to reestablish their original intention, because it's kind of confusing when you don't understand energy, your own or the people around you. Like, when you don't understand how energy works, it can be difficult to determine what's yours and what doesn't belong to you. All this to say, keep your eye on the prize. Why did you move to the city? What did you hope to accomplish? And are you doing something every day that aligns with your intention? Do not get lost in the sauce, okay? Don't get lost in the murky sauce. Second, I would like to say, if you choose to live in a city, please, please, please practice the law of attraction when it comes to your social circles. You will always find someone to be around. You will always find someone to hang out with. But if you are not nurturing your own energetic frequency, making sure that you're keeping a high vibration, then you don't care who you hang out with because you're not doing your own spiritual hygiene. So make sure that you're doing your spiritual hygiene, keeping your vibration high so you're aware of what a high vibration feels like, so that when you're around other people, you can practice discernment and see who aligns with your highest vibration versus who's comfortable, who reminds you of family, who reminds you of old friends. Make sure that you're practicing spiritual hygiene so that your social circle can reflect the person that you want to be, not the person that you're comfortable being. And now let's talk about why I just think you should get out of the city anyway. Cities are wicked. Cities are filled with wicked people. And like I said, I was born and raised in New York. I've seen it all. I think it's important to acknowledge that we live in a broken world, and a lot of us are very focused on maintaining our vibration and making sure that we're happy, good people. Yes, but a lot of us stop there. A lot of people are not concerned about their neighbor. A lot of people are not concerned about, you know, being helpful, being kind, being generous, being loving. A lot of people are not concerned about that because they're a little bit too consumed with healing their own stuff, healing their own trauma. And that's a normal thing. But the result of that is when you get a bunch of people in a place that is small compared to how many people are in the place, it's not going to be a 50-50 split of 50% good people and 50% people who are acting out of survival. No, it's going to be like maybe 10% spiritually aligned people and 90% people acting out of survival. And I'm not trying to dump on cities, I'm really not, but I'm making this video in case someone is struggling with feeling like they have to stay in a city because of their ego. And I'm just here to tell you that you can make anything happen with the law of attraction and God. You can make anything happen. God created the law of attraction. You can make anything happen from anywhere if your spirit's aligned. That's all that it takes. So that being said, when you're in an area with a smaller radius and more people, and the majority of these people are not very concerned with healing their trauma and being the best version of themselves, you can become distracted from your own journey because so many people around you are not concerned about their own. And I'm not saying you will, like you can have a very strong will, but just because your will is strong, there will be distraction every day, everywhere. And if you can take that, sure, totally. But you don't have to if you don't want to. When you leave bigger cities and move to smaller areas, you find stillness. And I think that that's a really big reason why a lot of people do not want to leave the city. A lot of people are afraid of stillness. A lot of people are afraid of sitting down and being with themselves because of all that unprocessed trauma. But the only way to give yourself enough mental space to start to process that trauma is by removing distractions. Now, can you remove distractions in a city? Totally. You can, you know, stay at home more, be inside more. I don't know why you would want to do that when you're paying like $1,400 for a 1-bedroom. The second reason that I would suggest that you leave the city that you are in and move to somewhere more suburban is because you find God in the silence. And this is something that I am accepting. It's a big reason why I decided to leave Charlotte. I think that I have a very good talent at channeling, at just like speaking to you guys and delivering messages for you guys. And I'm grateful for that. But I have recently learned how to listen for God. I've recently learned how to listen for spirit. And my pastor was saying the other night that, you know, God's not always super duper loud. God's not always, you know, dramatic. And it's so true. It is so true. Sometimes it's the most subtle, subdued voice that feels like love. That being said, I had to remove myself from all the noise in order to become more aligned with my highest self as well as my highest purpose. I've been in this house for probably 4 or 5 days now, and the ideas that I've gotten, the visions that I've been seeing, the way that I have been feeling, I can't I can't explain it. I can't explain it. It's gorgeous. Learning to hear source is a skill that has to be refined. We have to practice at it. We have to really be dedicated to it. Being with yourself is important because I can't give you God. I can't give you source. TV, YouTube preachers and YouTube spiritual gurus can't give you source. The Bible can't give you source. Abraham Hicks can't give you source. Only you can give yourself source, because source is within you. All these things educate you, yes, but you have to build a relationship on your own time. And it takes silence to be able to do that. And like we were just talking about, it also takes a certain level of clearing out the distraction from trauma, because trauma will stop you from feeling safe enough to open yourself up to all that source is. So I mean, just leave a city if like you're trying to be spiritual. I guess that's what I'm saying. If that's not where you are right now, live your best life. But if you are looking to get closer to God and align with your highest self and your highest purpose and let go of all your trauma and truly acknowledge what you've gone through so that you can move forward, if you're trying to do all of that, I highly suggest leaving the big cities. But you can always visit. Visiting is always so much fun. It is. Are y'all gonna eat me up for this? I always feel like y'all gonna eat me up whenever I share my opinion that doesn't have anything to do with the law of attraction. Actually, let's make another point. No, we're not ending this yet. Leave the city if you're having trouble manifesting, because that all aligns. That all aligns with what we've been saying this whole video about how like there are a bunch of different energies in the city. In order to manifest a desire, in order to have an intention come into fruition, you have to be able to identify the vibration of that desire. That's all we talk about on this channel. But you have to be able to identify the vibration of that desire, and then you have to hold it. That's the attraction process, holding it, no matter what external stimulus there is. And of course, in a little small city, you're gonna get some stimulus, but most of your stimulus in a small city is coming from the inside. And when the stimulus comes from the inside, when the inside distracts you from your purpose, that's stuff you're working through. Not a day, not a moment is wasted when it comes from the inside, because you're facing what you have going on the inside that's stopping you from aligning with your highest self. But in more populated places, that stimulus isn't just coming from the inside, it's coming from everywhere and all around you. And yes, everything that we experience, including people and circumstances, we attract, yes, but when you're surrounded by so many people, it can be kind of hard to remember that, because it's so much fun, right? Cities are so much fun. And they are fun, but like I said, this video is for if you're looking to expand your spiritual practice. This is just me projecting onto all you guys. I hope you like this video. If you don't want to leave your city, I love you still. It's okay. I'm just really giving unwarranted advice. This was on my heart. I'm so much happier now that I'm out the city. I hope you like this video, because I enjoyed making it. If you did, give it a thumbs up so everybody on YouTube knows that it is valuable. Also, if you would like me to expand on anything that I talked about today, you probably don't, and I get it, but if you do, comment down below and I'll be happy to talk about it in a future video. Last but not least, please make sure you're subscribed and click that notification bell so that you can be notified when I come out with a new video. I love you with all my heart and all my soul. I'll see you next time. Bye.